Today, our verse is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. For such men are false apostles, deceitful workmen, disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. In chapter 10 of the second letter to the Corinthians, Paul defends his ministry as a true apostle. In our current chapter, he speaks against the false apostles. Paul had preached the gospel to the Corinthians. Other people who claimed to be apostles went to preach a different message. Paul reprimands them. He accuses the false teachers and apostles of four things: proclaiming a different Jesus from the one the true apostles preached, receiving a different spirit other than the one Paul and the other apostles received, accepting a different gospel, and finally, using rhetoric. Paul considers these people as false apostles and deceitful workers because their actions were contrary to the right message of Jesus Christ. They were merely promoting themselves rather than the gospel. They disguised themselves as true apostles of Christ. Paul then cautions the Corinthians to beware that Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light, and that it will not be a surprise for some people to disguise themselves as faithful servants of righteousness. Paul then concludes that their end will correspond to their deeds. In other words, at the end, whatever they are doing will definitely be revealed. What do we learn from this verse? First, we must know the real message of Jesus Christ so that we can see false teachers and apostles. We can recognize them. If we do not know the message, we cannot tell who is right or what is correct. Second, as Christians, we must be conscious and very vigilant because it is not every spirit that is of God. We see some so-called apostles today and preachers using occultic powers in order to be popular. Third, the gospel of Jesus Christ is not about rhetoric. It is not a person who can present it eloquently. Paul in this chapter reminds the Corinthians that he is not an eloquent speaker. Still, he has the proper knowledge of the gospel. Finally, as Christians, we must read the Bible ourselves and read the actual teaching of the church. If not, we won't know the correct doctrine. If you want to know the correct doctrine, read the teachings of the early church, of the early Christians, especially the ones from the church fathers. The real apostles are those who were selected and called by Jesus Christ, and through them, their successors. They were sent out to preach the message, hence the title, Apostolos, the ones sent out, those sent out by the Lord. However, some could allow a space for the devil or worldly things to come in. So no one is immune, not even the Pope. We need to pray for priests, for bishops, and all ministers of the gospel so that they will not be deceived and deceive others. Lord, do not let us be deceived by those who come in sheep's clothing when they are ravenous wolves. Please give us the spirit of discernment to distinguish between the true and false teachers and apostles in our time. Amen. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.